Meet David. Every day, he drowns in emails, meetings, and endless tasks, convinced that if he just managed his time better, he could finally catch up. But the harder he works, the more rushed and anxious he feels, like life is slipping away while he's too busy trying to control it. From the book 4,000 Weeks by Oliver Burkeman, Rob reveals the truth. Our time is finite, around 4,000 weeks in an average life, and the race to get everything done is impossible. Real freedom comes from embracing our limits, choosing what truly matters, and letting go of the rest. Instead of chasing productivity, we can finally start living with intention. Let me start with a number that might shake you: 4,000 weeks. That's it. That's roughly how long you have on this earth if you live to 80. 4,000 weeks to love, to create, to matter, to figure out who you are and what you're here for. When you put it that way, it sounds terrifying, doesn't it? But here's what's even more unsettling. Most of us spend those precious weeks chasing an impossible dream. We've been sold this lie that we can master time, that we can somehow squeeze more hours out of each day, that if we just get organized enough, efficient enough, productive enough, we'll finally get on top of everything. Think about your own life for a moment. How many apps do you have promising to make you more productive? How many systems have you tried? How many times have you told yourself that once you get through this busy period, once you clear your to-do list, once you organize your life properly, then you'll finally have time for what really matters? But it never comes, does it? The peace, the control, the feeling that you're winning against time? Instead, the more we try to optimize and manage every minute, the more anxious we become. The more systems we build, the more overwhelmed we feel. It's like trying to hold water in your hands. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. Here's what nobody wants to tell you. Time isn't something you can control or win against. It's not a resource to be managed or a problem to be solved. Time simply is. And the sooner you stop fighting it, the sooner you can start actually living. This isn't about giving up or becoming lazy. It's about something much deeper. It's about accepting that you are human, and humans have limits. When you stop trying to be superhuman, when you stop pretending you can do it all, something beautiful happens. You become wiser. You become calmer. You start making choices based on what actually matters instead of what you think you should be able to handle. We have roughly 4,000 weeks to live, yet we exhaust ourselves trying to control time and get everything done. An impossible task that only makes us more anxious. True wisdom begins when we accept our human limitations instead of fighting against them. If you feel you're benefiting from this video, support the content by liking and subscribing to the LifeRise channel so videos like this one continue to appear for you. Here's where things get really twisted. You know that feeling when you finally clear your inbox and within an hour it's full again? Or when you finish a project early, only to be rewarded with 3 more tasks? Welcome to what we might call the efficiency trap. The faster you become at handling things, the more things come your way. It's like being good at solving problems just makes everyone bring you more problems to solve. Let's take email as a perfect example. You decide to be efficient. You'll answer emails quickly, stay on top of your messages. Sounds smart, right? But here's what actually happens. The faster you respond, the more emails you get. People learn you're responsive, so they send you more. You've just trained the world to give you more work. This happens everywhere in our lives. Finish your tasks quickly? Here are more tasks. Get good at saying yes? Here are more requests. Master your schedule? Here's a busier schedule. But here's the real problem hiding underneath all this busyness. We often use being busy as a way to avoid the harder questions. When you're always rushing from one thing to the next, you don't have to ask yourself what you're rushing toward. When your calendar is packed, you don't have to face the uncomfortable truth that maybe you're filling your time with things that don't really matter.
Being busy feels productive, but it's not the same as being meaningful. You can spend your entire day being incredibly efficient at things that ultimately don't move your life forward. So instead of asking, "How can I do more?" start asking, "What actually deserves my time?" That simple shift changes everything. Because once you know what matters, you can stop feeling guilty about everything else. The more efficient we become, the more tasks we attract. We're caught in a trap where productivity creates more work, not more freedom. True progress means asking what deserves our time, not how to do everything faster.
Now comes the hard part, and the liberating part. You ready for this? You can't do it all. You never could, and you never will. And that's not a failure, that's just being human. There's a word for this reality: finitude. It means having limits, having an end. Your time is finite. Your energy is finite. Your attention is finite. And once you really accept this, not just understand it intellectually, but feel it in your bones, everything changes. Think about your fear of missing out. You scroll through social media, seeing everyone else's highlight reels. You see opportunities everywhere and feel like you should be grabbing them all. You worry that if you don't say yes to everything, you'll miss the one thing that could change your life. But here's the twist. The fear of missing out is actually keeping you from having anything meaningful. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. When you chase every opportunity, you never go deep enough to make any of them count. So what if we flipped this completely? What if instead of fearing what you'll miss, you found joy in choosing what to miss? There's actually a name for this: the joy of missing out. It means deliberately choosing what not to do so you can fully embrace what you do choose. When you accept that you'll miss most things anyway, you become free to pick the few things that truly matter to you. When you stop trying to keep every door open, you can finally walk through one and see where it leads. This means letting go of perfectionism, that voice that says, if you can't do something perfectly, you shouldn't do it at all. It means releasing those infinite goals that have no finish line. It means getting comfortable with the idea that your to-do list will never be empty, and that's perfectly fine. Learning to say no becomes an act of love. Love for the things you're saying yes to. Every no creates space for a deeper yes. True freedom comes from accepting our finite limits and choosing what to miss out on. When we stop trying to do everything, we create space to do what truly matters, turning the fear of missing out into the joy of choosing wisely.
Here's something we all do, but rarely admit. We're constantly living somewhere else. Not physically, but mentally. We're always a few steps ahead of where we actually are. We're planning tomorrow during today's conversations. We're thinking about the weekend while we're supposed to be working. We're waiting for life to start once we get through this current phase. But here's the cruel irony. While you're busy planning for someday, your actual life is happening right now, and you're missing it. This isn't about becoming some Zen master who never thinks about the future. It's about something much simpler: learning to be where you are when you're there. When you're with someone, be fully with them. When you're working on something, give it your complete attention. When you're resting, actually rest. This means doing fewer things, but doing them more deeply. Instead of skimming the surface of 10 different projects, what if you went deep on 2 or 3? Instead of having shallow conversations with dozens of people, what if you had meaningful connections with a few? It means practicing patience in a world that rewards rushing. The next time you're stuck in traffic or waiting in line, notice your urge to fill that space with distraction. What if you just waited? What if you used that moment to actually notice what's around you? And here's something that might surprise you. Ordinary moments are where life actually happens, not in the big achievements or the perfect Instagram moments. Life happens in Tuesday morning coffee, in the walk to your car, in the way light comes through your window at 3 p.m. We spend so much energy waiting for the extraordinary that we miss the beauty of the regular. We think life will begin when we get the promotion, find the relationship, buy the house, but life is what's happening while you're waiting for those things. So stop waiting for someday. Stop living in the gap between where you are and where you think you should be. Your life is here, now, in this ordinary moment that will never come again. While we chase future plans and perfect moments, real life happens in the present. True fulfillment comes from doing fewer things deeply, practicing patience, and finding meaning in ordinary moments instead of always waiting for someday.
Let me leave you with something that might change how you see your entire life. You don't get to everything, but you get to what matters. Think about the people you admire most, the ones who left a real mark on the world. Did they do everything? Did they master every skill, pursue every opportunity, say yes to every request? Of course not. They chose. They focused. They said no to 1,000 good things so they could say yes to a few great things. Your legacy isn't built by doing it all. It's built by focusing on what gives your life purpose. And here's what's beautiful about that. Purpose doesn't require perfection. It doesn't require you to be superhuman. It just requires you to be intentional about what you care about. This means picking a small number of meaningful commitments and going deep with them. Maybe it's being fully present for your family. Maybe it's mastering your craft. Maybe it's contributing to your community. Maybe it's all three, but probably not 23. It means stopping the endless measurement of your life by how much you get done. Your worth isn't determined by your productivity. Your value isn't calculated by your efficiency. You matter because you're here, not because of how much you accomplish. And here's something that might sound morbid, but is actually freeing. Embracing the fact that your time is limited isn't something to fear. It's something that makes your choices matter. If you had infinite time, nothing would be urgent. If you could do everything, nothing would be special. It's precisely because your time is finite that your decisions have weight. So make peace with your unfinished tasks. They will always exist. There will always be more emails, more projects, more opportunities, more things you could do. That's not a problem to solve. That's just life. The question isn't how to get everything done. The question is, what deserves your one precious life? What's worth your 4,000 weeks? Fulfillment comes from choosing meaning over doing more. Focus on a few meaningful commitments rather than trying to accomplish everything. And make peace with what remains unfinished, because your finite time is what makes your choices matter.
Remember those 4,000 weeks we started with? They're still ticking by, whether you spend them frantically trying to control time or peacefully choosing what matters. The choice is yours. You can keep exhausting yourself in the impossible pursuit of doing everything, or you can find freedom in doing what truly counts. Your time is limited. Your energy is finite. And that's not a curse. It's the very thing that makes your life meaningful. So stop trying to win against time. Start living within it. Stop trying to do everything. Start choosing what matters. Your 4,000 weeks are waiting.
I create personal development content. This video is dedicated to your life is only 4,000 weeks. Make the most of it, or else. And the video in the end screen is about why do you feel tired but still can't sleep? So if you don't want to miss out on this video, just click on the screen and I'll see you there.